Hi, this is Bronislava from HandMadeRukodelky, and today's project is to knit a hat just like this. I found in my stash this absolutely beautiful cotton yarn that I have bought a few months back, and I decided to make a baby hat out of this yarn. And also I had a leftover which is also cotton, but it has different texture. It's really smooth, right? So, and I thought these two would really look together. So cast on 50 stitches, and when I am finished, I will tell you what to do next. And if you want to make a hat bigger, then work always in extra 10 more or 10 less stitches. So if you're starting with 50 stitches, if I'm starting with 50 stitches and you want a little bigger hat, start with 60, or even little bigger hat, start with 70, okay? After you cast on 50 stitches, knit entire row, whichever you prefer, continental style or English style, okay? So let's knit entire row. Every single stitch, knit 50 stitches. Now I will transfer the stitches to double pointed needles. You people who knit with circular needles, you could have started casting on your circular needles and knit one entire row. And obviously you skip this this part. My stitches are distributed evenly as possible. One has the 18 stitches, the other ones have 16 stitches. Now I position myself so I can start knitting. So the yarn is on the right side, right? And then I will be knitting this way because I'm right-handed, and the left-handed people will do it in the opposite direction. Make sure if you're knitting on these, that it does not twist. If you're knitting on circular needles, it cannot twist neither like this. It cannot be like that. Everything has to be nicely laid out in a straight line, okay? And again, like I always do, make this little thing in here so I don't have any gap, or as little gap as possible. Okay, so I twist this and then I knit these two together because this is an extra stitch. And actually we will purl. I'm not gonna go and knit. We will purl. So purl entire row, okay? This is a little bit tight, the first stitch, and make this first stitch really tight, and purl entire row. And you will do the same. So after you finish purling this row, then you will knit one row, knit purl next row, knit next row, and the last row purl again. And when I have all that done, I will see you and show you what to do next. I am finished with my 6 rows. Knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. All right. And we are ready to switch to the other yarn. And we will just do knit stitches. You will knit about 15 to 20 rows. You need to measure the baby's head if you have the baby around, if it's not a gift, and measure from nape. You see, I'm knitting, just knit stitches, knit, okay, knit. Each stitch is knit, and you will do that all around for, like I said, about 15 to 20 rows. Okay. Back to the measuring the baby's head. So measure a head from nape area to over the top of the head to the forehead, divided by half, and that should give you height of the baby's hat. And for about 3 months old baby, I usually do about 6 inches tall hats. I will knit until this hat measures 5 inches altogether, from here to that area, to those plus those 15-20 stitches. So I will measure that it measures 5 inches, and then I will have another inch and a half for finishing the top, decreasing for the top. Okay, and so you do the same. Okay, I have to be careful here. This one is, I shouldn't cut it yet until I tie it, right? Okay, so if let's go and tie it. Actually, you can tie these two together now. Okay, let's tie these two together. Okay, good. And this way they these two stitches are not gonna become so huge, and we're not gonna lose any stitches neither. And this is my second row, and I knit. By the way, these are size 5.5 millimeters. Okay, I will see you when I have about 5 inches tall hat, and then I will show you how to decrease for the top of the head. I have knitted over 20 rows actually, because it knits a little bit thinner than this white yarn, and I have 5 inches. Okay, and I'm ready to decrease. I'm ready to decrease, and this is how we will do it. We will knit 8 stitches. You can put actually markers every 10 stitches, so you have 10 stitches marker, 10 stitches marker. Okay, I don't really need to do that, but I might do it for you a little bit later. But let me explain what is going to happen now. So we will knit 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. Okay, and what we will do now is knit 2 together. So 9th and 10th stitch is going to be knitted together. Okay, and we will repeat the same thing. We will knit 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we will knit 2 together. 9th and 10th stitch is going to be knit. After I knitted 8 stitches, I knitted 2 together. And so you will do this with 3 remaining 30 stitches, that you will knit 8 stitches, and then you will knit 2 together. So this is my second row where we will decrease, and like I said, we will knit 7 and then decrease 2, knit 2 together. 5, 6, 7, and now we will decrease this one and this one. We will knit 2 together, and I actually will put my markers in here now. And you will repeat the same thing. 7 stitches, knit 7 stitches, and then knit 2 together. And 7 stitches and knit 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then when this happens, then you need to move actually this over here. And I'm not gonna put marker here, I guess, because this is my, it would, I cannot put marker here, it would fall off. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then knit 2 together. And we can go and put marker here. Okay, and so I'll see you when I'll be decreasing in the next row. This is our third decreasing row, and we will knit 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see, and then you just go and knit 2 together right before that marker. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here we will always have to move 1 over to knit these together, and we will knit these 2 together. All right, you get the picture, right? Now it's 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and knit 2 together. In the next row it's going to be 4 stitches. I'm finished with my row and I'm starting another row, and that is 4 stitches, knit 4 stitches, and knit 2 together. Now all the people who are working with circular needles might have to move about this point, or maybe even sooner when you start 1, 2, 3, 4. When you start decreasing, you might have to move on to double pointed needles. Or there is a way that you can actually work with 2 circular needles. That could go and be also an option. We will knit 3. And we will knit 2 together. You see, this was my new row. I know my row starts right here. It goes, you know, this is my beginning, so just in case you are wondering what's happening. Okay, so when you have, I will do one more row and then I will show you with the, we will switch to a white yarn. Okay, so I'll do one more row, decreasing. I will knit 2 and 2 together in the next row, not this one, in the next row. And then, so I will see you when I decreased my next row as well, all right? You can go and do that on your own. Okay, so just to make it more interesting, I decided that when I have 3 stitches between my markers, that I will implement that white yarn again, okay? So we will start our new yarn. And let me see, where is my beginning? Okay, it's right here. So this is where I have to start. And I will knit 1. I will knit 1 and knit 2 together. Okay, just like we were doing before, decreasing in each row, decreasing by 1 stitch, okay? In those each section, and we had 5 sections. So knit 1 and knit 2 together. Okay, and knit 1. Now we can go and cut this one off. Okay, and knit 1 and knit 2 together. And knit 1. Now we need to move this one over here. We need to move this one over here, and we will knit 2 together. I hope I'm not moving my hands way out of the screen, but hopefully this that I'm saying what I'm doing helps you. Knit 1 and knit 2 together. Okay, we have this end here. Okay, knit 2 together. Okay, now these are gonna get tied. I should tie them right away. Let me tie them. Okay, they're tied and we can continue. Now our last row of decreasing is knit 2 together, because we really don't have any other stitches to knit. Okay, so knit 2 together. I'll take this off because we will not need that later on. Knit 2 together again. Tighten it up a little bit, this one especially, the first one. Okay, knit 2 together. Now we will knit these 2 together. Okay, we will take this off. We will move this one over here so we can knit these 2 together. This one and this one, and knit them together. And again, we don't need our marker anymore. And knit last 2 together in this row. Okay, knit 2 together. Very good. I tightened it up a little bit. And now what you will do is you will knit all the stitches around, okay, until you have about 4.5 to 5 inches long tube. It's going to look like a tube. So just knit around continuously until your tube is, like I said, 4.5 to 5 inches long. Okay, so just keep knitting like this all around in a circle, around. And I will see you when my tube is measuring around 4.5 or 5 inches. When you're knitting, keep pulling this yarn so those needles will not fall out. You know, they will not fall out. So you keep pulling. This is like really tight. Otherwise they will fall out, these needles. Okay, you see? I keep, and especially this one, the single one, it will really fall out if you don't keep pulling. My finger is almost blue. So, and this is my last stitch right there. Okay, and now we need to pull the yarn through all these 5 stitches. So what I need to do is from this side, from the back, like, you know, this one is the one that I would have to go and knit, and then the next one. So I will go and insert my hook from this side over there. Okay, and it's going to, you can do it this way, or I will actually do it, I'm going to hold it in here. You see, I'm holding it like this, and I'll pull my needle out and insert my hook in there, and then grab that yarn. Okay, and pull a long one there. Now again, this one needs to be, so if we would be knitting from here, that's where we need to put our hook there. Okay, so I'll take it out, put my needle in there, and pull this long one through. and this is our last one, so we would be knitting from here, so we need to come in this way. So again I will hold it like this, pull it out, and put our hook in there and pull this loop through, and we're done. We're done with pulling through all of them. Okay, tighten up again, and now we just need to take that yarn. I usually keep it kind of longish in here because it's really not a good, we cannot really weave it in. So I just want to make sure that it's long enough so that it's not going to untangle. And then I will put my hook through somewhere halfway down here, and we will try to grab this, okay, somewhere as close to this knot as possible. So this is where I keep pulling my hands down now. First too much up, then too much down. Anyway, so here, okay, and pull it in, and that's it. And now, haha, we can make a nice fancy knot. And look at this beautiful hat. So if you watch the movie until the end, you should end up with a hat just like this, or any other type of hat similar to these, from your yarn, whatever you decide. And that's about it. That's the conclusion of our movie. And please don't forget to share your images of your products, of your, whatever you make, and also share my video with your friends. I really appreciate that, and thank you again for watching my video, and see you next time.